Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through Elementor plugin. So I'm going to show you how to make use of the plugin. It's just going to be a basic walkthrough of the Elementor Editor. So let's get started. Okay, so in one of the previous lessons, we created pages and we just created them. So we can edit these pages using Elementor, that is design something into them. So I'm going to show you how to go about that. Although we are not going to design anything, just showing you how you can do that. So with this now, let's assume I want to edit the About Us page with Elementor. Just click on Edit. Now you can see the options to edit with Elementor. So clicking on Edit with Elementor now would open up the Elementor editor, and you can now design whatever thing it is you want to design. Right now the editor is loading, so just take a couple of seconds. Now here's the Elementor editor. So just click on Got It from here. And you can see we have the navigator over here, right? So you can close it and you can always open the navigator from here. I'm going to show you the importance of this navigator. Okay, so let me walk you through the process now. So first you can see here that we have some things over here. So we call these widgets. You can see in our section heading, image, text editor, video button, and the list goes on and on. You can see we call all these widgets, and these are what you are going to use to build a web page. So let's say, for example, now you want to put in an heading into your page. You just have to drag and drop it. You understand? So we have something here which we call add new section. So your web page is now contained of different sections, and for you to start, you have to start with adding a new section. If you click on this now, to give you different structures to select from. So depending on the kind of layout you want to create, if you want to create just a single layout, like a single column layout, just select this. If it's a 50-50 column layout, that is left and right, or is a 3-column layout, or is a 4-column layout, or this kind of layout, you just select it and it would create this for you. So let's me assume we want just a single column layout. So I'll select that. And from here's the section, right? And here you can set the layout, the style, and advanced settings are also here. So the content width now is let me drag in an heading first to explain this content width better. So now I want to add an heading to this page. I'll just drag it. That is, to drag, you hold down the left click button and then you move your mouse and you drag it inside this section here. So once you drag it now, you'd see you can enter your heading text. So I want to make the heading text to be about, let's say, about info slap should be the heading text. So about info slap. Then you can enter other configurations here. So if you want this heading to link to another web page, you have the option to enter the link. And you also have this thing called HTML tag. So HTML tag, we talked about this heading tags when in the lesson about how to use the block editor to create and mark up post. So since this is the main heading in this page, so it will be the H1, and as I said, you can only have an H1, only one H1 heading on a web page. So you can select it. Then you have the alignment, so you can see left align, center, right, justified. So you can align it any way you want it. And this justified option, I don't recommend using it because what it does, I don't recommend using justify, just either left, right, or center. Okay, so let me make this thing a bit lengthy to explain the section settings to you. Let me just write some stops here. Okay, so this will do. Now back to the section. So in the section we have content width, right, and it's marked as boxed. You also have the option to set full width, although I don't recommend full width except you know what you are doing. most sections you need would be boxed, you understand? And you have the option to select the max width. So the content width is actually the maximum width your content will be displayed in. So if you set the maximum width to be 600 pixels, the content would, once it reaches 600 pixels, the contents inside the section stop extending. So this is what this maximum width means. And this maximum width setting is set to 1140 by default, which you can change from the site settings. Let me show you that really quick. So from layouts now, you can see the content width. So this is the default content width. So if you add a section and you select the content is with box and you don't select any content width, this is what will be the default. And I recommend just leaving it as 1140 or per your need. Okay. So now let's go ahead and close this up. And I can go ahead to typography and set it up to something like, maybe I want to change the font family now. Can change it to whatever thing it is. So there are different fonts families I can select from here, and that will change the outlook of this. So let me just randomly select this one over here. So you can see this changed the typography. I can set the font size to something different. Maybe I want to make it 33. And you can see other style options. So the same thing applies when you are dragging any widget. You will have the option to select to style content and other advanced options. So let's say we want to have, maybe I want to have a button on the web page. I can just go over to button and a button will appear, and I can change the text, add a link. I can decide the size. I can decide if I want to add an icon and all of that. So the same thing applies for all widgets. You would have a content section for changing the content of that particular widget. I have the style section for changing the style, how that widget is going to look like, how it's going to appear. And you have other advanced options to set like padding, margin, and other things that are here as well. So you can see. So in short, if you want to like design something, you just have to look for the widgets that will help you output that thing. So let's assume you want to, let's say you want to have a counter, maybe you want something that will count numbers. You want to have that on the list, you can just drag this widget and make use of it. If you want an icon list, just drag, customize it to your needs and make use of it. So that's how the Elementor editor works. It's just drag and drag what you need, drop it into the section you created. You can go ahead to style it, change the content, all of that. Okay, and always remember to click on update whenever you are done. And again, you have the option of this navigator, which you can use to see everything you have done. So like this now, this navigator just give you like a kind of breakdown of all the things on the web page. So you can see now that we have the section, column, the heading with dragon, and the button. So you can easily jump. Maybe you want to, can click on this now. It would just open up the heading and you can set it up the way you want it to be. And you have the option here of this history. So this history now, maybe you did something and you want to reverse your changes. You can see all the changes you have done, all your actions, and you can revert to any one of them. So from this now, I might say I want to like reverse back to when I set the columns gap. So I just have to click on this and it will revert back to when I set it. So you can see my changes are back to this stage. So if I want to return back, I can just click on wherever I want it to be and it will be there. So the revisions part is for like revisions. You can see they have different revisions. So if you did something, maybe you edited a certain page a week ago and you edited it now, maybe you messed things up. So you want to revert to the version of that 1 week ago, you can just select this from here and it will reverse back to what you had a week ago. You understand? And again, you have this stuff over here, which is called responsive mode, which you can use to like create responsive design. So if you have, let's say, you created a web page now, you designed it, and you want to make it look good on tablet. You want to see how it looks on tablet. You can click here to see how it looks like on tablet. You can see, and you can even customize your designs based on the screen. So for example, now maybe I want it to be that on on this screen size, on the screen size um of 1024 pixels and down, I want their font size to be maybe 20. So that means on this screen size 1024 pixels downwards, the font size of this element would be 20 pixels. Okay, and if I should go back to this view, you notice that the font size would still be 33. So that's some responsive settings which you can do. Okay, so you can always view it here too as well. I can even change the device width to something else. If I want to view 599, I can see how it looks like on screen width of 599 pixels. Maybe it's 500, you can see. So that's it, and I can exit this. Again, Elementor has something that we call pre-built templates that you can import if you want to. So clicking on this now, you'd see list of pre-built template, that is web pages that have been designed by someone else, which you can import, make use of, edit, tweak it to your need, and yeah. So I'm going to show you how to make use of that now. So from here now, you'd have to turn on your internet connection to be able to see this one, because it connects to the Elementor server to load all these up. So from here now, you can see these are wireframes designs that you can import. This is an about us page, so you can see a lot of them, and you can see these ones they put pro on. Elementor has a free version and a pro version. The pro version is the paid one. We are currently using the free version, so we cannot import any template that has this pro label on it. So let me just go ahead and insert this particular template. So to insert, I just have to click on insert, and if you want to view the template, you can just click on this to have a better view of how that template looks like, that is, that design page looks like. So from here now, I can see how this looks like, and if it's match what I'm looking for, I can just insert it so you can see how it looks like. So this is how it will be. Now to insert it, just click on insert, and okay, so if you are using Elementor for the first time, it's required to connect your site to an Elementor free account. So you can just click on get started, and you'll be prompted to create an account on Elementor's website. Okay, so I'll just walk you through the process of doing that. Okay, so it is it. If you already have an account, you can just sign in, or you can create an account by clicking on here. So let's assume I don't have an account, so I can click on create an account and create one. So in creating an account, it requires me to enter my email address, or I can continue with Google. I'll just proceed with continuing with Google to simplify the process for me. Okay, so I've successfully registered and it redirects me back to, okay, so just click on connect. and it will direct it back to the editor. Okay, so here it says apply the settings of this page too. So just click on apply and it is going to import the template is selected now into this web page. So here is the imported template, as you can see. So we can go ahead and close this one we did ourselves. So just click on this delete icon, and here it is. So you can see the navigator now shows us that we have 4 sections, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can see all that's made of this page. So you can see, so this is just the advantage of the navigator. You can have a preview of everything going on here. I can just jump, if I want to jump to this one, I can just click on it, take me to open this up, so you can see it here. Don't worry, we are going to, when we get to designing our pages, you are going to get more insight into using the Elementor page builder. So you can see the design right now, and you can go ahead, change the text. You can come over here now, and you can say the text you want to use is my website. So you can change the text. You can go ahead, change the color if you want to. You can go ahead and say I want to change the color to something else. You can change the color. You can say I want to change the typography to something else. You can go ahead and say I want to make it of, let's say, 50 pixels. So you can see now you can just change whatever thing you want, and yeah, you can change the image too. You can just click on anything you want to change, just click on it, and you just select it and do whatever thing you want to do. You understand? So if you want to change this one over here, just hover on it and click on it, just tap on it. So you can see you want to change the text of this one, and just tap on it, and that will be it. You want to change this one over here, you can just tap on it. If you want to change the link to something else, you want to link to something else, you can enter the link and just do anything you want to do there. So you can see all of this. You can come over here and say I want to add a link to this social icon. So I want to change this social icon. Maybe you want to let's say you want to add another social icon. You can just click on add item, you select it, you configure it, and all of that. You can go to style to style it up. You understand? So all of them just work in that same format: content, style, advanced. Even sometimes you might not even need to touch the advanced, just the content and style, and you are pretty done with what you want to do, right? Okay, so this is how to like import templates, and here is just an overview of the Elementor editor. So there's something I want to show you now, and I want you to do the same thing as well. So just come over here and you will see this thing called user preferences. So I want you to select editing and use, turn it on. So the advantage is as it is this. For example, let me turn it off first to show you the difference. It actually makes your editing faster. For example, when I come over here and I hover on this now, I can only see this pencil icon which I can click on to edit this image. But when I turn on the editing handles, okay, it's currently okay, so you can see I'm only seeing this pencil option, but when I turn on the editing handles now, I would see more quick option, more quick settings I can do, like duplicating this particular widget or deleting it instead of me right clicking on it to do that. So moving on this now, I can easily just delete this image, or I can duplicate it. But assuming this editing and sharing turn off, I have to like right click on this particular widget, and then I would see the option to do that. So right clicking on it gives you more option. We're going to get into all this later on much better in the coming lessons. So that's all for this. Let's move on to the site settings, and I want to show you some things here. Okay, so right now I want to walk you through the site settings, and from here we are still going to come back to this because in the coming lessons we are going to be talking about typography. You can select um, the font families, the fonts to use on your website, and also colors as well. So I'll just leave this colors, fonts, typography for now. Oh, let me just jump over the site identity. So now this site identity, now you can change your site name, you can change your site description, that is your tagline. You can upload your logo over here. If you have a favicon, you can do that too. Yeah, although we are going to be doing this later on, I'm just showing you. Then under background, you have the option to select the background of your website. So if you don't want to mix of a white background, you can set it. I have this mobile browser background. If you are using a browser like Chrome, you might have noticed this thing before ever you visit a website, and the top area of your mobile phone, that is where your your battery percentage, network and other things you normally show up, you notice that the color, including the your browser tab, changes to a different color. So this is what controls that. So by default it is not set to anything. So if you want to set it to color so that this one visits your website, those areas take up the color you set over here. Then we have layout. We came here the that time. Content width, I said just leave it as 1140. So for this width get space, based on my experience with Elementor, I always love to set to 10. So I recommend that you also set yours to 10. And you have this default page layout. I recommend you set to Elementor full width. It's advisable. Then you have breakpoints over here. So for these breakpoints here, so these are just they are actually helpful for making your web pages responsive. So I want to select mobile extra over here. So just go ahead and select that. Then let's move on to, okay, so these are just the things I wanted to select. For these ones, I don't usually even make use of them, so just leave them as they are. And if you want to check through them, there's no problem. So once you have done that, click on updates, and the changes will be updated. Okay, so this is the end of the walkthrough of Elementor. I hope you learned something from here, from these videos. So if you learned something, let me know. We are going to dive deeper into using Elementor to design. This is just an overview, just trying to show you how things look like and explain some things to you. So in your own free time, try to like play around with the editor, try to mess things up, try to like if you do something, doesn't really have to be perfect, just you kind of like experimenting with it too and getting some hands-on experience using it. But don't worry, later on in the coming videos, coming lessons, I'll be taking you through how to use the Elementor editor to build nice web pages, nice websites. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to be talking about typography, selecting font size, and all of that, all the things you have to know. I'm going to be explaining that to you. So watch out for the video, and I'll see you in the next lesson.